Hello everyone. In a prior video, I mentioned that Gabby had surgery. She had been seeing a neurosurgeon after her diagnosis. And I think it was after a CAT scan. We actually got sent to this neurosurgeon because they thought she had excess water on the brain. And sure, she did have excess water, but as the neurosurgeon explained, she needed that amount of water to protect the brain, but eventually that water would disseminate, as her head grew. But in the examination and in doing a CAT scan, he discovered that her neck bone was actually squeezing her spinal cord. He gave us the option. The only option was basically to do surgery. You could wait, but if it started to impact her walking, her body overall, you could not correct that, right? So waiting it out could have more effect and impact on her. I tell you, that was one of the hardest decisions we had to make as parents. I agonized with that decision so much because think about it, the spinal cord. Any mistake could really impact this child. Anyhow, after about 6 or so months, we decided to go ahead with the surgery. And after the surgery, I literally said, I don't know why I was agonizing so much. My girl was a champion. She was a trooper. When we got to, she was 2.5 years old the day that she had the surgery. And when we got to the hospital, she was playing with some toys. They got her dressed and she was playing with some toys. And she actually got an airplane. And as she was playing with the airplane, I think the nurse came out and asked, Gabby, where are you going in your airplane? And she said, I'm going to church. And at that moment, I'm like, Mom, why worry? Why worry, right? And she went in. I think that surgery took about 3 hours. It was the longest 3 hours of my life. And she was expected to stay in the hospital for about 4 days. The day after the surgery, the doctor came in and said the only reason that he's keeping her an extra day was because they wanted to observe her. But she did so well, that she was up running around and playing the day after the surgery. So that has been the only invasive thing we've had so far. Of course, they had to do additional CAT scans just to make sure everything was fine. But that was our bout with surgery, and that has been the only one to date. Thank you. Keep the questions coming.